Picture this. London's dark alleys shrouded in an almost palpable fog, the gas lamps casting eerie shadows on the cobblestone streets. The air is thick with the scent of coal smoke and the distant murmur of the Thames River. It's a city teetering on the edge of modernity, yet still deeply entrenched in its Victorian roots. The streets are bustling by day, but by night they transform into a labyrinth of shadows and secrets. Amidst this backdrop, a relentless killer roams free, a spectre haunting the night. The fear is palpable, the tension in the air almost suffocating. Every shadow seems to hide a potential threat, every footstep echoing in the silence could be the harbinger of doom. Enter Jack the Ripper. Ah, Jack the Ripper, a name that echoes through the annals of criminal history, shrouded in mystery and intrigue. This name has become synonymous with terror, a moniker that has transcended time and geography to become a symbol of the unknown and the unknowable. The very mention of Jack the Ripper conjures images of dark alleyways, foggy nights, and a faceless menace lurking just out of sight. This notorious figure stalked the streets of Whitechapel, London, in the autumn of 1888, targeting female sex workers with brutal precision. Whitechapel, a district already plagued by poverty and crime, became the epicenter of a series of murders so gruesome that they would forever alter the landscape of criminal investigation. The victims were not just killed, they were mutilated in ways that suggested a deep-seated rage and a chilling familiarity with human anatomy. The victims, Mary Ann Nichols, Annie Chapman, Elizabeth Stride, Catherine Eddowes and Mary Jane Kelly, were women who lived on the fringes of society, their lives marked by hardship and struggle. Each met a violent end, their bodies discovered in the early hours of the morning, their deaths sending shockwaves through the community. These women, often forgotten in the broader narrative, were real people with real lives, and their tragic ends serve as a grim reminder of the human cost of this mystery. Each met a violent end. The scenes of their murders were horrific, the brutality of the acts leaving even the most seasoned police officers and medical examiners in a state of shock. The precision of the mutilations suggested a level of skill and knowledge that was both terrifying and perplexing. It was as if the killer was taunting the authorities, daring them to catch him while leaving behind a trail of carnage. The murders were so gruesome that they seemed to suggest some medical knowledge, sparking wild speculations about the killer's identity. Was he a doctor, a butcher, or someone with a morbid fascination with anatomy? Theories abounded, each more sensational than the last, but none could definitively answer the question of who Jack the Ripper was. The lack of concrete evidence only fueled the fire of speculation, turning the case into a macabre puzzle that seemed impossible to solve. What truly fuels the legend of Jack the Ripper is not just the horrific nature of the crimes, but the way they captivated public imagination. The murders occurred at a time when the media was becoming a powerful force, and newspapers seized upon the story with a fervor that was unprecedented. Sensational headlines, lurid details, and speculative articles filled the pages, turning the Ripper into a larger-than-life figure. The public was both horrified and fascinated, drawn to the story like moths to a flame. Newspapers sensationalized the events, creating a media frenzy that almost turned the killer into an enigma, a ghost stalking through foggy alleyways. The press played a crucial role in shaping the narrative, often blurring the lines between fact and fiction. The Ripper's exploits were reported with a mix of fear and fascination, each new murder adding to the growing legend. The media's portrayal of the Ripper as an almost supernatural figure only added to the sense of dread and mystery that surrounded the case. Many letters claiming to be from the Ripper were sent to the police, including the infamous Dear Boss letter that introduced the name Jack the Ripper to the world. These letters, whether genuine or hoaxes, added another layer of complexity to the case. They were filled with taunts, threats, and gruesome details, each one seeming to offer a glimpse into the mind of the killer. The Dear Boss letter in particular became infamous for its chilling tone and the signature that would forever be associated with the Ripper. Despite extensive investigations, the true identity of Jack the Ripper has remained a mystery. The police, hampered by the limitations of the time, were unable to catch the killer. The investigation was plagued by missteps, false leads, and a lack of coordination, all of which allowed the Ripper to slip through the cracks. The frustration of the authorities was palpable, their inability to solve the case a stain on their reputation. The lack of forensic science at the time only deepened the enigma, spawning countless theories over the years. Modern forensic techniques such as DNA analysis and fingerprinting were decades away, leaving the police with little more than eyewitness accounts and circumstantial evidence. This lack of concrete evidence has allowed the mystery to endure, with each new theory adding to the tapestry of speculation that surrounds the case. From local butchers to prominent figures, many have been suspected, but none conclusively. The list of suspects is long and varied, ranging from the plausible to the absurd. Some theories suggest that the Ripper was a member of the royal family, while others point to more mundane suspects such as local criminals or disgruntled employees. Each theory has its proponents and detractors, but none have been able to provide definitive proof of the Ripper's identity. The legend of Jack the Ripper has since become a cultural phenomenon, inspiring literature, films, and a fascination with true crime that persists to this day. The Ripper's story has been told and retold in countless books, movies, and television shows, each one adding its own spin to the tale. The fascination with the Ripper is not just about the crimes themselves, but about the enduring mystery and the human desire to understand the darkness that lurks within us all. So who was Jack the Ripper? Was he a madman driven by uncontrollable urges, or a cold, calculating killer who reveled in the fear he created? The truth may never be known, but the questions continue to captivate us. The Ripper's identity remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in criminal history, a puzzle that has intrigued and baffled generations of investigators and enthusiasts. Perhaps he was simply a shadow lurking in the alleyways of history, or perhaps an embodiment of the human darkness we continue to seek to understand. The Ripper's story is not just about the murders, but about the fear and fascination that they inspired. It is a story that speaks to our deepest fears and our unending quest for answers. The Ripper may be long gone, but his shadow continues to loom large over the streets of Whitechapel and the annals of criminal history. What draws you to this mystery? Is it the gruesome nature of the crimes, the enigma of the killer's identity, or the way the story has been woven into the fabric of our culture? Perhaps it is a combination of all these elements, a perfect storm of horror, intrigue, and the unending human desire to understand the unknown. The mystery of Jack the Ripper is a testament to the enduring power of a story that, despite the passage of time, continues to captivate and confound us.